motorsport and motoring radio show, now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive, and podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Welcome back to Talk and Power, episode 238. I am your host, Michelle Morrison, and joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Nick DeCimbre and Simon Gonzo Travellini. How are we going?
Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. How are you?
Very well,
Just
very
wanna
well.
Tell you did a fantastic job of the Winters.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was so devastated when Benny Bishop took over.
I was devastated. I was like, this is cruel. I don't want to leave. But for those that didn't catch the broadcast, just before they really got into the finals, I had to make a quick dash to the airport to get on my flight in time because the schedule was running about an hour behind. So yes, I didn't want to leave, but then I quickly remember how fortunate I am to be in the position that I am working with NDRC now. So,
can I ask a question? Did
Yeah.
you keep the headphones on? How much longer did you keep the headphones on after that interview?
I heard Wade say a bit about Benny, and he cracked a joke.
So he made a comparison, said it's like 57 Chev at a VK Calais. I kind of had you more as the Ferrari 488.
Yeah.
For sure.
right?
250 GDO.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
give me something a bit more.
Yeah. And
It was Benny, like the VK
Bedford
Calais.
van, maybe.
Shout out to Benny Bishop.
The 57 Chevs. I mean,
You
it's
and
not
I-
like he's born in 57, but
No.
it's
No,
a
but
classic. Everyone loves it.
I
That
don't know
fits
where
Benny
Wade
well.
was going. In my head, yeah, you're the 488 pista. I think I said that to Simon. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, I made a slightly different comparison.
you
but anyway.
did.
Hey, I just want to say, stroke of brilliance with the Supercharger Outlaws interview. That was just incredible. You captured that raw emotion.
Yes, with Sally Watts.
Sally, that was
Sally,
the name.
Yeah, so that really caught us by surprise because we weren't recording at that moment. And then I said to my camera guy, I'll just go over and let Sally, I'll just go over and speak to Sally, and because she was down there by herself, she's waiting, and I'm thinking, she's just there by herself. So then he started following me, and I said, yeah, let's record this. We'll do a cut and whether they want to paste it in later, but then they ended up throwing to us live. And so what I found out afterwards was that Sally was told by the track staff that Gary had oiled down. So she didn't actually realise that Gary crashed.
And
She
crossed
just thought
the centre line.
Yeah. So I said when Gary crossed the centre line, and I'm trying not to obviously, I often say, I've said before on the broadcast, one person's pain is another one's gain, but that's in the sense of a person red lighting or crossing the centre line just by having tyre shake or something, losing control of the car. I felt a bit. It was a bit. Wasn't really sensitised enough to be able to say, one person's pain, another one's gain in that sense. So then when I said that he's crossed the finish line and handed you the win, she was like, what?
Oh, it was incredible.
Oh my God, And I suppose we have a break in our concrete barriers in Perth, same as Sydney, where if someone oils, they get let out of that gate early. With Willowbank, they've got to come right down to the end. But she thought that he was just pulled up on the side of the track to not drip oil further down the braking area. So yeah, she was just to really get. It's not often that we have the camera there right at the moment that then they actually find out that they won.
Yeah, Michelle, to watch it, it was the first time I've ever seen such raw emotion captured, and the only reason it happened is because you had because they were still arguing in the tower whether he'd handed the race win over. And I was, as a racer, you're thinking,
like,
what? What do you mean? He crossed the centre line.
Yeah.
So when
right.
you told her, and I didn't know whether you got the message through the headphones or not, but the way her demeanour changed,
her whole face.
it was
just-
incredible.
Yeah.
That was great TV.
It was excellent TV.
It was really great. I haven't had a chance to re-watch the replay to watch the replay, I should say, relive the moment by watching the replay, but it is available up on 7 Plus now, and so I'll have to go back and have a look, because when you're in the moment, you kind of get swept up with things, and then I like to look back and critique myself but see how those moments played out after it all happens in real time. But yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. You know, the Winternationals, it's our, as they're referring it to now, Australia's big go. I love the Winters. The whole atmosphere there is great, and I had a fantastic time.
And Pauline was there.
Pauline was there,
Pauline.
yeah. She makes a regular appearance at Willowbank, and she's been quite instrumental in the funding that Willowbank has received for their track upgrades. And so, yeah, she does the opening ceremony.
A few of the racers that spoke to us said she wants to know what the Queensland government did with the rest of the money. So she's asking for an inquest, because apparently it was meant to be 19 million going to Willowbank. And
was that when they did the track resurface?
I don't know. But
because I think I saw only a couple of months ago that they are being granted some more money.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
I
whether
think that's because
they've spent
Pauline
what
is
they've- right. Okay.
saying, well, where's the money?
That's interesting.
Well, question about notice. What was the crowd numbers roughly? Don't worry if you don't.
I don't.
It looks
know.
good.
Yeah, it looked like a big crowd.
It looked like a decent
The only reason
crowd.
why I ask is, like, down the road you had the Q Clash happening. You had Brisbane versus the Gold Coast Suns, so the two Queensland teams coming together, and they got a crowd of 21,000. I reckon the Winters gave that. I don't know if they got more than 21,000, but I reckon they gave that a fair old nudge.
Yeah, well, I mean, over the 3 days, or
So take that,
Yeah.
Andrew
it would
Dillon.
have definitely been more than that.
I'm trying to think, because I feel as if I did see 10,000 somewhere, but that would have been for one day.
The racer attendances were like I don't know the exact numbers.
475 entrants.
There you go.
Yeah, so times that by 4 for each team at a minimum. Some teams, yeah.
And-
Anyway, no, I reckon Willowbank gave that a fair old nudge, the old Q Clash.
Did you end up finding the entry numbers for Supercomp?
I did not. It is accessible. I just hadn't brought it up after we spoke about it earlier.
Because I heard it was 22, and out of the 22, as you know, only 16 qualify.
That's awesome for
That is
Supercomp.
incredible.
That is wild.
A lot of the newer classes that haven't been really haven't really
Challenged.
taken off, like for the turbo Jap type of stuff. There was a little Gemini there that was like 8 under. It was crazy. He lost in the final because something happened on the start line. But Parisi ended up winning in the Rob the tow truck driver from South Australia.
I do have the numbers, actually.
His old Camaro.
Yeah, okay.
Supercomp 28.
Gee,
I remember I
28.
screenshot the count.
28.
28.
28.
That is awesome. So 12 non-starters.
Wow, I didn't
Oh,
realise it
that
was
is...
so high.
That's awesome. That is getting back to the old days.
Yeah. Do you think the 4-day format assisted in that?
I think it's because it's such a premier event.
Yeah, it is.
assisted in what way?
Well, I'm asking. I don't know if you've got an event that's 4 days and you're running in Supercomp,
Yeah.
and you need 2 to 3 days to get into your tune up. I don't know. I'm asking.
No, you still only get your 3 qualifiers.
Yeah, and when you then compare it to, like, I think
So there was only
Modified
sorry, I wasn't aware of that. So there was only 3 qualifiers, even for
only 3 qualifiers.
That's it.
Where it kind of changed things was in comparison to Nitro Champs last month, at the beginning of May. Now, Nitro Champs this year was the first year that it was a 3-day event rather than a 2-day event. When it came to Saturday and Sunday, it was continuous Group 1.
It was awesome.
between like, it was 9 and 5 on Sunday. It might have been a little bit later, 10 or something for Saturday, with then sportsmen running before and after, and then just back-to-back rounds for Group 1. Where it came different for the Winternationals was that then, because they were elimination rounds for not only sportsmen, but for all of Group 1 apart from Nitro Funny Car and Top Fuel,
yeah.
that is where the schedule then freed up the time to have the sportsmen then running in between those Group 1 rounds.
Am I daydreaming? Did we, in previous events, like multiple events for more than 2 days, 3-day events, like did they never have 5 qualifiers, or am I dreaming that?
Nah.
No, I think
Never?
Nick. No, you are 5 might be a bit of a stretch, but there's definitely been times that at for the Golden States or the Western Nationals
Yeah.
that we would have
4.
like 3 on the
Yep.
Friday or Saturday, if it was a Saturday
And
event
then-
for Golden States. And then you'd have another one then
Okay,
on
all right.
elimination day.
And it was because, I mean, you're going back to the Peter Pike days, because the races had a big cry that they
It
couldn't.
wasn't that long ago. I think this year for the Western Nationals
Not this year.
was the last season we
Last-
ran for the Western Nationals. We didn't have a qualifier on elimination day, but the year before we did. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
The year before, which is the year before
but
this. the
you,
year
you
before
had
that.
2 and 1, yeah, or you had 3 and 1.
No, like 3 and then 1. Yeah.
But it was whinging about not being able to dial in because the weather conditions are different on the next day.
Yeah, okay. All right. So anyway, don't forget what I said then. Obviously, the 4-day format didn't.
No, it's just
Didn't
a lot of
enhance
cars
the
to
numbers.
run, and they did a really good job of it. I mean, I got to tell you, the NDRC is doing an incredible job at presenting the sport in a palatable way, because Sydney and Queensland, it was just bang, bang, bang non-stop. Like even with the accidents, you didn't feel like, when are they going to start racing again?
Now, how
know
good
what I
was
mean?
eliminations? But back to eliminations.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Yeah.
Everyone's
It's-
smoking at me.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
You know what's hard though, being that they are eliminations and these classes are fighting for the 8-car field, we then miss out on seeing a lot of drivers and riders on the Sunday. And so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
and when it comes across to the broadcast, then we miss out on seeing them there. But I just wish we had the broadcast going on Saturday when all the
you
Well,
can
it kind
say
of
that.
was. It was the YouTube
yeah.
feed.
Oh, sorry, I
was-
should rephrase that. I wish I was down there in the deep end on Saturday so I could be announcing those times.
You can
for
say
the-
that, right? But how many national records got set?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're going to get that kind of performance if you just need to show up at the start line to get TV.
Yes, and I get it. I totally get it. It's I've spoken before. Rewatch episode number insert here, Nick, for my views and opinions on eliminations and Chicago shootout rounds. It's they've got their pros and cons against each, but I have always said that I think elimination rounds should be for Group 1.
Best winters ever, do you think?
Well, the best was 2015 for me, at least. No, oh, look, guys, my life is pretty amazing at the moment. To be working in drag racing is just, it really
Yeah,
is. It's a
What
dream
about
that
you
I didn't
working
even know.
in your entire life is
Working
motorsports now?
entirely motorsport now with my day-to-day job at Motormore Wanneroo Raceway, and which I said to be combining profession and passion together. But drag racing, I did a little post on my Facebook. It has, which I'm just repeating what I said on there. Drag racing has literally shaped so much of my life. So much of my life has eventuated because of my introduction and involvement to drag racing. And so, yes, I'm very grateful, very blessed and very fortunate. But yeah, it's definitely going to be one for the history books, but we will circle back to that when we capture more of the Winternational results. So I'll stop talking for a moment and you guys can tell me about your weekends.
Well, you went to Classic Cars. With
Yeah,
the,
went Sunday morning to Classic
EB.
Cars. Yeah, took the EB out again.
did you get the wheels on it?
No, I picked them up in the afternoon. Did it the wrong way around. But yeah, picked the rims and tyres up in the Sunday afternoon after the. Well, actually, I missed the final of Top Fuel. Had to go pick up some rims and tyres for the
So
Suns.
did I.
His new car.
If you were going to Havana's back in the day, you would have had those rims and tyres on there.
I know, you're right. Anyway, but we went to Classic Cars and Coffee in the morning, Sunday morning. It was a great morning. Beautiful morning, actually, out there. So it was really good to Good to see all the crew out down there. It was nice morning
Beautiful.
for it.
Did we
Yeah.
have nice weather?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Right, because it's
Monday was not great, but
Very.
the weekend was magic.
Sunday was foggy in the
Yeah,
morning.
well, yeah, we went on the way there. It was quite a fair bit of fog.
Yeah, it's just smoke and fog because my two boys were playing football in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
How'd they go?
Nicholas scored the first goal for our team for the
Yay.
game, but Sorrento, they play rough, and
Sorrento Duncraig, yeah.
yeah, they're really rough. So they got belted the first half. In the third quarter, they really sort of pegged them back, and in the last quarter, I remember saying to Nicole, like, what did they do with our kids? Who are these guys?
Roughed up
Because
a bit.
they were moving the ball. Sorrento didn't even get to see the ball for the whole quarter. So and Todd, the coach, he was stoked because he can see the progress. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because a lot of those kids have never played footy. This is their first season. So
The old Hawks, Sorrento Duncraig. Yeah.
So I've got a bit of an announcement to make. I can't tell you guys too much about this. By the time we record the next episode, hopefully by Thursday, Friday, this will be set in stone. But there is a new drag strip coming to town.
As in Western Australia.
As in Western Australia.
What kind of drag strip?
They're primarily catering to streetcars. They're really going after that the sort of no prep, kind of like
Yep.
this. The target audience really is a mixture of the guys that run on the private days, like the list days.
Yep.
And
Radial. Street.
yeah, I don't know if Radial's going to, like, I've been talking to the guy today.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really good conversation. He's potentially Western Australia's Donald Long.
Does he know
Isn't
that
it-
you're dropping hints on this episode?
Yeah, no. I said to him, can I
Cool.
talk about it? And he said, this is what you can talk about. This is what you can't talk about. He's got business. He has got the whole lot. He's got it all. They're just finalising the last bits and pieces. This is why he said, yep, just don't mention this, this and this. But yeah, it's really going after that, the roll racing,
Yeah.
the list, those kind of, street car-ish.
Very cool.
And I can't tell you too much more about it, but if you're listening to this and you've got a car that fits into that, sort of thing,
Or want to get a
Yeah.
car, build a car.
Yep. Stay tuned because, short of something that I can't even imagine happening, this is going to happen. And this guy is just, like, I was blown away by everything. The way he's got all his ducks in order with the insurance, with the class structures and how he's going to run the events. And it is going to be a genuine NTR deal. Right, for those of you that don't know, that's no time recorded, which is a big thing in America. It's huge.
Ooh.
So it is show up, race. Your car has to fit into certain classes, but he's structured in such a way that if you've got, like a cammed VZ, there's somewhere for you to race. If you've got a serious radial car that's, like potentially a 7-second car, there's somewhere for you to race and everything in between. So
So where is this going to, can you tell us?
I can't tell you that part.
Can you give us a
No,
like
I can't.
how far we have to
No,
drive?
I can't tell you
All right.
because
We won't get you.
the facility is done.
How has this been kept so under wraps?
These
Or
guys,
maybe
these guys
existing?
are really, really good. They
Interesting.
one of them I've known for a few years, and I have been involved in his racing operation. The other one I've known of, and he has had a very successful events in the car space, and he wanted to do this, but there are problems when you go up against a motorplex, right? And this has worked out for him. This whole break, the track not being open, it's giving him the opportunity to move forward. So yes, it's ready to go.
Well,
There's not going to be.
it also sounds like a different direction for where the motorplex were putting their focus into anyway with the type of racing that will be offered.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to clash. I don't think the Motorplex is going to lose customers.
No,
over this.
no, it sounds like
I think this
it's-
is actually going to help them in the long run.
They'll help each other.
Yeah, because I think a
you know,
lot of
at the moment, the roll racing is being held at Motormore Wanneroo Raceway.
yeah. So it's
gonna-
not, and I don't think it's going to
Sorry,
take.
boss.
No. I don't think it's going to detract from that either.
Yeah.
Because as you would know,
They're a hirer. It's not ran by.
no, but it's
Yeah.
always fully booked to the point where
Yes.
there's bidding wars
Yes.
over tickets, right? So I think there's plenty, and this is what I've said in the automatic transmission space, the high performance transmission and torque converter space. There is plenty of work for everyone.
Yeah.
We can work with each other. We don't need to fight. There's no. So I think this is the same thing. I was just blown away by the professionalism and the foresight and the amount of planning that these guys have done. So keep.
Excited to hear more.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
excited
just
to
have
turn
to-
the microphone off.
Yeah. I'm
We
like,
won't let
wait.
Simon out of this studio until he tells us.
That's a good idea. I'll go
yes.
lock the doors.
By the time we record again, it would already be all over social
Announced.
media.
Cool.
So I'm definitely going to get the XY ready, and if they let me run anything,
Oh, that's why you said about your. Well, I mean, you've already announced it, that you've had your work done on your shoulder, so I'm not going to be drawing attention to that. But I thought, give it time, Simon. You've got a few months until the Motorplex is ready.
I'm genuinely worried about whether I can get in and out of the funny car because I so we'll see. Tomorrow's
Just remind us all
Michelle will
how
be
long
able
ago.
to get in and out of the funny car.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
need
know,
a driver,
I know.
Simon. Do you
know.
need a driver?
No, I was actually
No
going to
problems
say,
there.
if there's anyone that's interested in driving, Angelo, that's not
you don't
including
need
you.
to put the call out to anyone else here, Simon. I am right here.
I think your car would be quicker than that funny car, naturally aspirated.
Look, I can do double duties. That's no problem.
Anyway.
Listen, just get me a scooter so I can do a John Force drive on the return.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, so tell your friends about it. If you've got
You can't say much. You're not giving us much. You need to give us.
you've got cars in the shed,
If I tell
Start
any
getting them
of
ready.
my
Start
friends
getting ready, yeah.
what you've told me, they'd be shaking me saying, tell me more.
yeah. Well, no, but just
I like
keep
it.
Yeah.
I like
keep
Look,
your eyes open on social media because
Tune up your algorithm so you get your news on social media.
when this opens, you're going to have to get in quick. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm telling everyone that listens to this show, keep your eyes peeled because if you want to go racing, when this starts, you're going to have to get in there because once it's full, it's full.
Booking wise or entrant wise?
Entrant wise.
Okay, cap numbers.
Well, you
Yeah.
got to be like I don't know that he understands that-
How many will be?
yeah, because you know how many go to roll racing.
It is huge.
Yeah.
And I've seen then the crowds for roll racing in Sydney as well.
Yeah.
Being that it was on when we were setting up for an event. And Sydney Motorsport Park was absolutely packed. Cars all outside the venue parked up. You know, it's big nationally. It's a big thing at the moment. Cool.
I'm excited to hear more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can.
Well, I'm excited that we're going to have an NTR deal because, you and I have been talking about this for years.
I know. I've definitely heard you mention it many times.
Well, we just think that, those scoreboards are probably detract a lot from the sport because the actual racing of the two cars is exciting, but we're so used to, like on the weekend, we saw numbers plummet and it was awesome. But
Yeah.
do you really think if the scoreboards weren't there, it would have been any less exciting?
Well, a lot can get lost when the loser has the quicker ET. Case in sample, Russell Taylor. Right, a lot gets lost. How did he lose? You're trying to explain that to someone. He had the quicker time, but he lost.
I think when
He
it
didn't
comes
have
to
the
visually
heads
you
up,
can see it.
I think when it comes to heads up racing, there's enough in the pro class to understand that. Definitely spectators get confused with bracket racing, even more so than Group 2 index. That confuses even me, and I just.
But there's enough
having to
parallax
follow-
error in people's vision that you just need a light comes on for the winner. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
They can't tell. Even in Russell's case, I'm sure people at the start line weren't in a position to tell. He got to the line second.
But you know what? That shows you how, number one, how good Spinozzi is as a driver.
Yeah, it was an
Right.
O24 light, wasn't
and,
it?
and secondly, how close that class is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to take my hat off to Marriott and Spinozzi. That is incredible that they've got that car to go 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This season has been a standout season for them.
He just had PBs after PBs on the
Yeah.
weekend, non-stop. Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, 024 light, as you said, for him in the final. That is exciting. I definitely can see how not having the time recorded displayed, but I love the small increments of drag racing. I love being able to see
Yeah, I know, but
those small
it's
increments and breakdowns and knowing like that was 3 inches at the
but
stripe. It was.
It detracts from the spectacle because now we're focused on, I mean, honestly, can you tell the difference
Do you
between?
still get a printout?
No.
So like for the
No.
spectators to not see it, but can you still? I guess your data tells you anyway.
Yeah, but no, and the NTR deal in America, if someone has seen your time card or you have announced your time, I think it's in the last 6 months or the last year, you're disqualified.
Really?
Yeah.
What about post-event?
Ever.
Never.
Ever. If you're an NTR, you're an NTR.
Yeah.
Because the betting
Wow.
is so big.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If the guy is standing there and he goes, well, that car does a 740. Well, I mean, they're 8th mile cars anyway, but let's
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
they're quarter mile cars. He does 740 and that car does 820. Right? Well, you're going to bet on the 740 car.
Yeah.
And they bet stupid money over there. They're just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
If you think about all the years that we've been watching Street Outlaws and all those kinds of TV shows, and even the YouTube videos on all the cash days and all that,
Yep.
you do not have a single clue. Well, some cars, it's come out after many years, but you don't have a single clue what sort of ET they're running. And they
No.
never talk about it, even on the 1320 cash day
No.
videos. There's no disclosure of what even a suspected ET would be.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Let alone-
you can't. As
Yeah.
soon as it comes out, you can't race. You're disqualified.
Wow.
So if you were there now in the US, you and I would put money on Lyle Barnett,
Yeah.
right? Because he seems to win a lot, but
Yeah.
every once in a while,
Yeah.
But
so-
if there's big money in the betting side of things, and if the ET was recorded, you'd find your punsters out there with their own weather stations and recording, punching in all the run times and then checking the weather and getting the
anyway,
prediction.
I think this is it's going to be. Yeah, I'm going to be involved in it because I want to support it. I think it's a good thing. We've always loved that style of racing.
Yep.
It's why we got into racing in the first place. It was just there was no avenue. The APSA thing, we ran it here a couple of times, but it never really went anywhere. The people didn't want to support it because, I mean, you imagine if you've got to run like an 8:30 and your car runs 9s, you're not going to bother. You're not even going to enter. Whereas this is different. No one knows what anyone's doing. You
Yeah,
can
right.
speculate about it, but so and I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. So
Cool.
anyway, we'll
Very
see.
cool.
Benzines.
Benzine's biggest morning tea. Take it away, Nick.
Coming up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, Saturday the 20th. Should have spoken about this at the last podcast. My apologies, Johnny. But
I might have time to get the XY going. I've got to do the master cylinder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be great to see that down there. So it is on Saturday, the 20th of June. We're doing it all again we're from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at 57 Prosperity Avenue in Wangara. I'm assuming I'll be there. We might even do a
Yes.
podcast. You'll be there as well?
I
I'm
will
sure?
definitely
Yep.
come down. I won't have my car on
No.
display again this year as it resides in Sydney at the
It's,
moment.
yeah, it's a long way.
But come
Oh,
down.
I'd do it for Johnny.
Make a donation. All the money goes to the Cancer Council, Australia's biggest morning tea, and it's first in, first serve. So if you want to display your car there, you better get in nice and early. There's no pre-bookings. Just get down there when you can in the morning. So it's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We can hold about 30 cars in there. That's about it.
Did
The
you wanna-
cafe will be open.
Did you want to read this or?
Yeah, okay, yep. So this is from Johnny. He basically says, to be honest, completely honest, this year we were seriously contemplating not running Australia's biggest morning tea. Like most small businesses at the moment, we're absolutely flat out and life seems busier than ever. But cancer doesn't rest, so neither will we. So we're doing it all again, just a little bit more laid back this year. No big expectations, just good people, cool cars, coffee, cakes, and a chance to raise some money for a cause that affects far too many families. We understand times are tough and not everyone can donate big amounts, but every single dollar genuinely helps. Whether it's $5 or $50, it all adds up. We encourage everyone attending to use the donation link. You can go to the Talk and Power Facebook page. It's there. It'll also be on our website as well. Or go to Benzine's Facebook page. You can make a contribution there at that link or on the day. Every donation received will go into the raffle draw on the day as well. So that's on Saturday, 20th of June, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 57 Prosperity Avenue in Wangara.
Fabulous. That will be very nice. Is this the... What are we up to for annual? This would be my fourth one attending. How long has he been doing it for?
Getting close to 10. I don't think it's
That
10,
is
but it
very
wouldn't be
cool.
too far
You'd
off.
have to be getting close to 10.
Yeah, yep.
That's awesome.
So, it's great. I can't wait. Be a good day. Be
Very
down there.
good. We might kick it off with some news now. In Formula One, Kimi Antonelli absolutely dominated the 2026 Monaco Grand Prix, taking his fifth straight win and strengthening his grip on the championship. The Mercedes youngster converted pole into victory and never really looked threatened, even through late chaos. Lewis Hamilton brought it home in P2 for Ferrari, while Red Bull's Isaac Hadjar grabbed a surprise P3 podium, his first for the team. Over in NASCAR news, Denny Hamlin pulled off one of the drives of the seasons from the rear of the grid to victory, taking his third win of 2026 and second in a row. He dominated the final stint, winning by a huge 11.1 second margin over Eric Jones, with Bubba Wallace completing a Toyota 1-2-3 sweep. In the Finke Desert Race, it was West Australian driver Travis Robinson and navigator Paul Curry competing in the extreme four-wheel drive category, the first to cross the finish line in Alice Springs. It's back-to-back victories for Travis and Paul Curry. Local Alice Springs rider David Walsh won the bike section for a record equaling sixth time.
Did you hear that they smashed the record by like an hour?
Yeah. And he's called it quits. He's retiring. That's Travis's last.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
He's
know. I
announced
was
his
with
retirement.
Scotty from SS Race Tech, and we were having a chat about it. He didn't mention it.
Yeah, no, that's it. He's called it.
Wow.
Not Bo, but I think Bo's continuing on.
He destroyed that record. It's incredible. Anyway,
Sorry,
cool.
I've interrupted.
I wasn't
Sorry.
able to catch any of it. That is all fine. Interrupt all you like. There is room for all of us to speak. Last in the news, speaking before Senate estimates last week, ACO Deputy Director General Lisa Onslow Love said government officials should remain mindful of the risks associated with connected vehicle technology. People should be conscious of the things that they are discussing in vehicles, knowing that people may be able to get that information, she said. The warning comes as connected vehicle adoption accelerates across Australia.
yeah, I don't have to worry
Jeez.
about it in the XY.
No,
What about you and the XW? You
No,
don't-
I don't need to worry about it.
AM
No,
radio's
yeah.
not listening.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Even in the EB, just AM, FM tape deck. No worries about it.
No worries.
You know, it's not directly related, but it just reminds me of something funny that happened at home recently. So I've told you before that my girls' school that they attend, their language they learn is sign language. Well, I told the girls to stop talking the other day so they could focus on eating their breakfast. And I've said, like, stop talking, girls. No more talking. Concentrate on eating your breakfast so we can get to school on time. And I'm like, turn around making their lunchbox. I'm like, oh, good, they're quiet. I turn back and Luna's signing to Cleo. And Cleo's doing her ones back. Like, Cleo only knows a bit, but I'm like, no signing either. Like, concentrate on
You
eating.
never said we
I just
couldn't
thought,
communicate,
oh my
Mum.
God. So now I'm thinking I'm
said
going to have to be like, okay, girls, sign language only when we're in the car.
My
We
God.
don't know who's listening.
That's awesome, but
Nicole-
I know.
It's very cool.
Nicole would cut off her arm if the boys would sign to each other rather than talk. I'm sure of it.
I couldn't believe it. I just thought, oh my goodness.
You're so
you know.
lucky. You don't understand.
That is awesome, eh? That's
No,
like,
you forget the result was so they could focus on eating. Do you think they can pick up their toast when they're signing? They're still not following my instructions.
But their need to communicate was higher than their want to eat.
Well, I can't read the signs that Luna's doing,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
not sure
It
if it
would
was
have been
nice
interesting.
communication.
Why is Mum so cranky?
Well, yeah, exactly. Could you?
Is that the sign
Here
for
she
cranky?
goes again, telling us what to do. Oh my gosh. Yep, I'm in for trouble, that's for sure. Well, let's get into the results for Willowbank, the Winternationals. The Gulf Western Oil Winternationals have once again lived up to the reputation as Australia's biggest and most prestigious drag racing event, with 4 days of racing at Willowbank Raceway, producing numerous PBs, emotional victories, and world record-breaking performances. More than 475 racers from across the country descended on Willowbank for what was described as the largest championship drag racing event held outside of North America. And from the opening qualifying sessions, it was obvious that the conditions were going to be exceptional. The first major headline came in Top Door Slammer, where Jeremy Callahan ran a personal best 5:60 second pass before suffering a parachute failure at the finish line. Callahan emerged safely from the incident, but it set the tone for a weekend where drivers were pushing right to the edge to make the 8-car qualifying field. Did you guys catch a glimpse of the footage from that pass?
No, I missed that.
It
No, I haven't seen
was pretty scary. The parachutes came away straight from the tether connection from what it did look like.
They
And
do
he
that
went-
sometimes. They snap right where the where you put the pin through.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
I've had my pin actually come out. It's like the ball bearings didn't pop back out once
yeah,
the trigger
yep.
squeezed went in. That's but it catches and goes. You know, it's instant.
Brenton had one snap there too.
Yeah, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Baxter?
Maybe yeah.
Well, both of his, like Jeremy Callahan had two, and one seemed to still stay in the pack bag.
Oh, okay.
The pilot chute bag, from the looks of it. Wade did actually catch up with him, and they have done a further explanation and of that. But from what I saw on Friday, which was from the YouTube streaming, both chutes broke
So
away.
did
really
he end up
fast.
racing?
He didn't. No, he didn't end up
Yeah, right. So
racing.
this is what qualifying order changed, because Nick and I were having a discussion about the qualifying order, and then it changed for round one.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, because I looked into that a bit after. Yeah, because he was seated first at the time. from memory.
Second?
I actually didn't see. I didn't see the qualifying list after Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in
then
the top.
I'm not sure why they would have seeded it, because they were still qualifying on Saturday.
No, but from Q. Yeah, but
It's not till
Maybe
they
they
pull
hadn't
out.
announced
he was
later.
he was still in the top 4, definitely top half
Yeah,
of the
it's
field.
not till you pull out of the event
Yeah.
that it changes.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was confirmed that he wouldn't be continuing on. I didn't see the car, but he did go through both safety nets.
Yeah,
So-
both, yeah. I saw the interview they did with him and his family
Yes.
afterwards. Very emotional.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Yeah,
too.
great interview.
Yeah.
It wasn't Wade who did it. It was
Wade.
someone else. No, I saw another one.
Oh,
It's done by
okay, because
someone
Wade
else.
did capture one.
Yeah.
Nathan Prendergast was doing a couple of interviews as well
I think it was
on
him.
Saturday.
Great interview anyway.
Look, I'm sure we can find on
Yep.
NDRC. Saturday then turned into one of the fastest days in Australian drag racing history. Wayne Newby set the Australian top fuel elapsed time record with a 3:681 second pass at more than 333 mile per hour, which is equivalent to 536 kilometres per hour.
In 1,000 feet.
In 1,000 feet, which we have been doing now for how long?
Take that one, you V8 supercar guys.
In pro alcohol, Shane Phillips rewrote the world record
Oh, he smashed
twice
it.
in a single day. First with a 5:346 second run, and then with an astonishing 5:33 second pass later in the session. So the record before was 5:35. So he
That's the world record.
the world
Yeah.
record before, yes, was 5:35, and he went 5:34 and then 5:33.
And before
Awesome.
that, it was Craig Glasby, 5:38, I believe.
Right.
Which should be
It was a while ago.
12 years
That
ago.
is pretty cool.
14 years
It
ago?
is more than pretty cool. Like, to know that so many of us. I mean, if anyone was to do it in pro alcohol in Australia, it's gonna be Shane, right?
You would think
Like,
so, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very happy for him.
Even Surly.
Yes, he was getting some.
Whew.
He was getting some creeping up, getting closer and closer.
Did he go like a 43 or maybe even dipped into the 30s himself?
He went. I knew I should have had my actual notes on the day. He did a 39.
There you go.
39.
That's stout. That's stout.
Yeah, that was in the second round.
And that's a converter drive car, I believe.
Okay. Very good. Russell Taylor joined the record parade by setting a new Australian top door slammer elapsed time record at 5:57 with 9 seconds, while pro stock racer Rob Deckert became the first driver in the modern era to break the 200 mile per hour barrier in Australian pro stock competition. I know what you're going to say. I'm recapping Saturday.
No, it's
I'll
just,
circle
yeah,
back.
This is eliminated.
Russell just kept chopping it up.
Absolutely.
He just he demoralised that record.
So I went up to him after that pass and I was like, freaking awesome. And I was like, but save your best one for me on camera tomorrow. I said, save it for me tomorrow. And then they went out for round 2. They did like a 5:66. I spoke to Stewie Rowland afterwards and he said, yeah, it's a shame we missed the set. He goes, shame we missed the last one. And I've gone, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? I just saw Russell run. And I was like, you mean you missed the tune-up?
Yeah.
And I was like, right. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
cool.
he didn't miss it after
There's
that,
more
did he?
coming. There's more coming. Yeah. He did kind of let me know something that they were that was troubling them for that pass, and so I did have a bit of a hint that once they sorted that out, it was going to get quicker, and so yeah, more to come with that. If qualifying was dramatic, Sunday's eliminations were even bigger. In Top Fuel, Damien Harris bounced back from a difficult Nitro Champs outing to claim the Winternationals victory, while also breaking the world speed record of 335.82 mile per hour, 540.45 kilometres per hour. Across the weekend, the Top Fuel category produced 8 3-second runs and 11 passes over 500 kilometres per hour. The Top Door Slammer final delivered one of the most remarkable results in Winternationals history. Russell Taylor lowered his own national record again to 5:55 with 1 seconds. But despite recording the quickest pass ever seen in the category, he lost the final to Emilio Spinozzi. Spinozzi's reaction time of 0.28 secured the win light and the Winternationals crown. Spinozzi also claimed the Australian speed record at 265 mile per hour, which is equivalent to 429 kilometres an hour.
Wow.
It's up there, right?
That's moving.
Yeah, so it was at 260 prior to the event.
That's horsepower, boy. That's a fast car.
Nitro Funny Car fans were treated to a spectacular final between Josh Lee and Adam Murray. Lee capped off the dominant weekend by taking the Winternationals title despite battling illness throughout the week. Could you guys hear? He was a bit croaky, losing his voice there. But it produced one of the most emotional victory celebrations of the meeting. In pro alcohol, defending champion Daniel Reid emerged victorious. Reid defeated world record holder Shane Phillips in a blockbuster semi-final before beating Andrew Searle in the final to claim one of the biggest trophies in Australian drag racing. The remaining professional categories produced memorable winners as well. WA's, our friend Lorenzo Galotto secured his first Winternational victory in Pro Mod. Aaron Tremaine defeated his brother Tyrone in an all-family Pro Stock final, which we've seen many, many times before. And once again, WA's, Ryan Learmoth won Pro Stock motorcycle and Neville Smith took the Top Fuel motorcycle honours. The Aeroflow Sportsman ranks were a highlight. The Aeroflow Sportsman ranks once again highlighted the depth of Australian drag racing, with competitors from every corner of the country battling through 4 days of qualifying and eliminations for their very own gold Christmas tree. Congratulations to the winners: Super Comp John Parisi, Performance Bike Craig Edwards, Super Sedan Mitchell Bauer, Super Street Matt Francis, Top Sportsman Tony Wyatt, Supercharged Outlaws Sally Watts, Modified Daniel Carranza, Modified Bike Brian Alvizio, Aeroflow Junior Dragster Zane Condello, and Aeroflow Junior Drag Bike Lawrence Rochella. Hooray, hooray.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was
great.
an awesome event. Awesome. So many winners in so many classes.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to all those winners.
Congratulations to all, and just thoughts with Adam Tassone as well.
Yeah.
He had a really scary crash in Pro Mod in round 2. That was quite frightening to see across the centre line, actually then coming back the other way, airborne. But they were very quick to report that he was moving inside the car, and he did get out of the car on his own as well.
There was a few wild rides. There was a wild ride in Top Fuel across the centre line. I can't remember who it was. In the final of Supercharged Outlaws, there was a big crash.
Yes, the Supercharged Outlaws, and that then handed Sally the win of what we were speaking about earlier. It was Gary Cameron that had quite a scary bounce around ride in his altered T-bucket.
And Nitro Funny Car.
Nitro.
The final.
Oh, yes, I didn't see it. You're going to have to tell me what happened.
So whoever the loser was crossed the centre line big time.
Yeah, for which A, B, C?
I think it was A.
Adam. So Morris crossed the centre line in the second round against Josh Lay. Josh did have the win, but Morris needed to get a high ET then to determine the final round pairings. And he crossed the finish line, which then made him disqualified, so his ET couldn't get him a good position for the finals.
In the final, it took out all the speed time in the last two finals.
It showed a 4:23 for the other car, but the other car never left the start line. Yeah. It just blew the tyres off on the hit.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to go back and watch that. I think I was beelining for the airport at that stage.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that sometimes that happens at the Winters. If you get to dew point, then I
don't think it was really at dew point though at that time. It was pretty. I think I'd only just put my jacket on once.
But Gary's crash sort of put everyone.
Yeah, you're losing the track team, and this is one of those things that always comes up about. I don't think it was this, and I don't. Well, yeah, the number of crashes sort of suggests that.
Yeah, but then Josh still goes out and does a 4:03 in the finals.
Yeah, but you can still. I mean, I've seen Zap run a 5:70 in the rain.
All right, so are we going to talk door slammer then?
No,
everyone's struggling, and then Russell Taylor breaks the record.
No, Russell, those guys, that car, just I would like to see the air conditions because everyone ran fast.
Yeah.
It was just.
Well, I was talking to Shane on Saturday, and I said, I hadn't had a close look at the weather forecast to see breakdown. I said, but with the predicted rain for the state, is it going to be possible to go faster tomorrow? And he explained to me the weather conditions, the barometric pressure being down, up, high,
yeah,
which is, yes, good,
yeah,
and could be possible, but then more moisture in the air because of the clouds coming in off the coast and things. But he was making me think that it was going to be possible. So
yeah, moisture's. I know the fuel guys really stress out over it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure
water.
For some. Like obviously for me, naturally aspirated, it plays a big part. But when it comes into nitro and superchargers,
But barometric pressure, like the higher that is, That's even for naturally aspirated, you
Yeah.
make more horsepower because you get more air in there. It's a denser charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, less moisture better, less temperature better,
Mm-hmm.
higher barometric pressure better.
Yeah.
But the other big thing there is oxygen content
Mm-hmm.
because you're out in farmland. So if you happen to get, the wind blowing, I know this sounds ridiculous, but we used to use the O2 meter. You could see it. You can physically see the oxygen change. It's not a lot, but
Yeah.
when you consider that it's like 24% or whatever, because it's mainly nitrogen that the atmosphere is made up of, and it's, like 24 somewhere around there. 0.1% is still a change. You know what I mean? And that the ability to make more horsepower, the ability to burn more fuel, it's
I don't
there.
know if I have a question, but I don't know if it's a really silly one.
There's no such thing, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no such
Trent
thing.
would probably beg to differ about the silly questions he hears from me. Do you think, so the oxygen, how did you say for that oxygen was read? The oxygen
So
level reader?
Yeah, there's different ways of doing it, but we used to use a air fuel ratio meter because our meter, when it wasn't reading air fuel ratio, it just tell you what the percentage of oxygen was in the air.
So when you say like Willowbank being in a paddock, right, do you think we then don't have the best oxygen conditions for tracks like Perth Motorplex, Sydney Dragway, because of the grandstands being built up into the...
So I have always
Stupid
said
question?
this.
Stupid
No,
question?
not at
Cool,
all,
cool.
not at all. Actually, quite something that I'm quite passionate about, to be honest. And Nick can vouch for. I have said this since the Motorplex was built, that if the wind is blowing off the ocean, the cars will go slower because there's no trees out there.
Yeah.
But if the easterly's blowing, and normally if the easterly's blowing, it's bringing in hot air, but there's plenty of trees out there, so and you could see it with the oxygen meter that it would swing, like it's like I said, it's only 0.1, 0.2,
Yeah.
but it's still something. The reason Ravenswood was so good was, number one, it was in farming land. Number two, it was near that creek or river or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was so cold, the air would get so dense, but the track surface couldn't take the power, and dew point would come earlier because of that.
Yeah.
So you could make the horsepower down there. If you could get it down the track, you'd go fast, but you had to get it down the track. Motorplex has always had like a far superior racing surface than Ravenswood. But as far as the ambient conditions, I mean, we raced like 2 seasons and never saw the air go below 2,300 feet or 2,700 feet.
Yeah.
At Ravenswood and Willowbank, you could go 600, 800 feet below sea level.
Well, they're geographically, Ravenswood is very close to sea level.
Sea
to
level,
start
yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Well, you called it, Simon. You said that the Winternational conditions are always just prime for
Yeah.
records.
But I tell you what,
But
to see Russell go that quick, Spinozzi go that fast, I always felt that Phillips was gonna get there.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
just figuring out that combination. Searle was another one that, some races the track comes to them, other races can tune for the track.
Yeah.
Right. And we saw Searle smash at that number out of nowhere and then not be able to get down the track, shake and carry on. So obviously they've got that sorted. So now they're tuning the car, and you saw the big numbers. What are these guys doing different to, like the last time we saw anything like this was I've forgotten his name now. Automasters, top alcohol, Western Australia. Well, I just said it before he went at 38.
Automasters.
Oh, Craig Glasby.
Craig Glasby, yeah.
I don't think that was his most recent sponsor. Was it?
No, he owns.
No, he owns.
Oh,
he's got-
he owns-
okay.
Yeah, he owns one of the like landmark stores.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that he used to own trains, planes, and
He
automobiles.
did. He did. That's a whole nother story.
We should get him on.
Yes, we should. So what has changed from then till now? There's been a lot of cylinder head development. That Noonan has
Yeah.
brought out a bunch of different cylinder heads, and I think everyone's sort of, the bigger rims, the 36-inch tyre, but to see it actually come together and I mean, that's 5 numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not, and it's the same with Russell.
Yeah.
That's we saw Zap run that 58, literally decades ago. To go a 55, 3 numbers in a door car at the level that everyone's at now, incredible. And Spinozzi, oh my God, that Marriott is just, it's amazing what he's done with that team. Like it's just incredible.
Yeah.
So huge, and there was a bunch of records in Super Comp as well.
Yeah.
Some classes that I've always looked at the rule book and gone, wow, that class has got a fair bit of fat in it. Like you could go out there and terrorise it. That little Gemini, I mean, he just destroyed the national record. It looks like a street car.
Yeah, right.
You know, so
I just think that it's like so cool as well that we had Alan Reinhart commentating when we have those world records broken.
Yeah.
You know, like that just, it really kind of solidifies how strong and how great our teams are. It's just, it's just such a cool thing. Very, very fortunate to be a part of it all and there to witness it all. Had a great time. I was able to spend a bit more time with Alan Reinhart this trip, actually. You know, it's very, very busy. Not often is he out of the commentary box, but we had a good chance to be able to chat and catch up and talk a bit more. And great guy, really great guy. He's enjoying his time. He's enjoying his time in Australia.
Yep.
And so we'll have to see. Not sure when he'll be back, but I'll let.
You're going to have to turn this on for me, Michelle, because
yes. I will just, if you just swipe up.
Here. It's not a race pack. I don't know what I'm doing.
More simple, but okay. All right.
They haven't got 2 buttons for the mouse, so. All righty.
All right, bringing you the latest NHRA news from Potomac National Maryland International Raceway, which was on May 29th to the 31st, and New England National Epping, New Hampshire, which was ran from the 5th of June until the 7th. It was a busy fortnight for the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series, first making history at Maryland International Raceway before heading north to New England Dragway at Epping. Maryland marked the first ever NHRA national event at MIR, and the races wasted no time rewriting the record books. Sean Langdon lowered the Top Fuel ET mark to a 3.74 with a 4, and Jack Beckman set a new funny car record with a 3.93 with a 5. Matt Latino blasted to a new Pro Stock speed record at 212.56 mile per hour.
Saturday also saw the Mission Challenge completed with Sean Langdon, Austin Prock, Aaron Stanfield and Angie Smith collecting bonus money and valuable championship points. For Austin Prock, it may have been the first real sign that the former Cornwall Tools team had finally got on top of the Tasca Mustang combination after a frustrating start to the season.
In Top Fuel, Langdon's form continued. The Coletta Air driver carried his qualifying pace into eliminations and once again found himself racing deep into Sunday. Doug Coletta was never far away either, setting up an all-Coletta Motorsport final round that had the crowd on its feet.
And what a final it was. Langdon and Coletta left together and stayed side by side for the entire 1,000 feet. At the stripe, it was Langdon taking the win, 3.762 to Coletta's 3.766. The margin just 2/10,000ths of a second. It was Langdon's 4th victory of the season and another major step towards what is becoming a very serious championship campaign.
Funny Car provided one of the stories of the weekend. Austin Prock had shown signs all events that the team was turning the corner, but just before the final round, disaster nearly struck when the parachute box detached from the back of the car. The Tasca crew scrambled into action, reportedly towing the Mustang to the start line at 65 mile per hour to make it in time for the final.
Somehow they got it done. Jimmy Prock made the call. Austin Prock rolled into the beams and then finished the job on the racetrack, defeating Jack Beckman for his first win of the season. Considering the struggles the team had endured early in the year, it could prove to be one of the most important victories of Austin's championship defence.
Pro Stock was another KB Titan showcase. Aaron Stanfield collected the Mission Challenge victory on Saturday, but when eliminations wrapped up, it was Greg Anderson standing in the winner's circle once again, extending his remarkable career tally and reinforcing the strength of the KB Titan operation. What did they say? I think they said Greg Anderson, who's won like 144 out of 200 finals that he'd been in, and that's the most, like, percentage-wise, that's the highest.
I love how chilled he is.
Oh yeah,
You know, like, and he never really brags. He's always like, well, you know, we didn't have the best weekend. It's like, what is the best weekend? Pro Stock Motorcycle delivered the biggest upset of the Maryland weekend. Mission Challenge winner and class powerhouse Gage Herrera was sent packing in the opening round. Mechanical failure after the burnout ending his weekend. This opened the door for the rest of the field. Angie Smith took full advantage, racing to victory, making up for last event's breakage and adding another significant milestone to her already impressive career. It was great to see Angie win because there was a lot of controversy about that she took a dive at the last meeting, because it was her and hubby in the final.
Yeah.
But it was a transmission error transmission issue, because if you watch it at the end of the burnout, the back wheel does something weird.
Right.
And then she can't select first gear.
Okay.
So, and you know, it didn't make any. People were saying, "Oh, she threw the race." It didn't make any sense. They're nowhere near the, you know, where it counts. You got the reset.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
And it was very last minute confirmed that Angie would be still competing for that event because Matt was rushed to hospital.
Yeah. Have you heard about this?
No.
So, Matt. I can't remember.
Kidney stones.
Kidney stone, gallstone.
Inflammation, and he ended up actually getting to the track on Sunday, but from the list of it, and it was Brian that said, you know, I'm not saying anything that wasn't already said over the broadcast and socials, but he said
he interviewed Angie.
Yep.
Right. And she brought the laptops because they don't they don't let those laptops go on the internet or anything, right? They are individual for the bikes and they don't do anything. She brought all the laptops, drove physically down to the hospital, and he sat there and did the timing curves for all the bike based on the atmospheric conditions, and they were the tune-ups. So she top qualified.
Wild.
It's crazy.
So then they didn't know, like they didn't know whether they. And you know what? I got to say something about the Vance and Hines team.
Yes.
They came over to Angie and they said, "Is there anything we can do?" And she said, "Normally Matt brings me in. He knows where to put me on the start line where the track's good. Can you guys please bring me in?" And they did.
That's
so awesome.
nice.
Like with all the rivalry between those teams.
Yeah. Sportsmanship.
Yeah. So they still weren't sure because there's lease bikes in there. There's Everesta's bike and
Juliana. Is that?
Yeah, but there's another one too. Anyway, so he managed to get enough painkillers and that to come to the track and be there. But it's huge. That's just like crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Really great that she could get the win, and then having it handed to her as well by Shirley Muldowney, because it was actually quite a big number for women.
It was the 100th win, I think, for women.
No, we've had 100th.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure Maddie Gordon got the 100th, or Julie Nattis. It was one or the other.
200.
200. Yeah, so that came around really fast. For how long it took to get to 100?
It couldn't have been 100 with Maddie Gordon. It couldn't have been.
I'm sure it was. I don't
no, it was the 100th. Was it the 100th fuel win?
No, because she wasn't in fuel. She was in alcohol when she got
in alcohol. Oh, okay. Well, then, must have been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Maddie or Julie Nattis. But it wasn't that long ago. Maddie Gordon became the 100th winner in her victory in Top Alcohol Funny Car in Seattle, July 2024.
So was it the 100th winner of Top Alcohol Funny Car?
No, the 100th NHRA 100th female winner.
Okay.
From Shirley.
When was that?
From Shirley to Maddie. From Shirley Muldowney. It actually says from Shirley Shahan. But did she change her name? I've never known her to be. Oh. That's not? Oh, I think I need to look into this more.
How long ago was that?
Wow, okay. Wow. So when 100 women have those 100 women have accounted for 380 victories in total, including 195 in the professional ranks. But the road to 100 female winners began long ago, on the 20th of February 1966, when Shirley Shahan won top stock at the 1966 NHRA Winternationals. Oh, so it wasn't Shirley Muldowney that was the first winner.
I think she was the first in fuel.
Maybe in the pro categories, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. But yes, Maddie Gordon for July 2024. So we took from 1966 until 2024 to get 100, and then it took 2 years to get to 200.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
That's good, though.
It shows how much the female competitor entrants are growing. It's a growing number.
I've totally lost where we were up to.
1 week later,
there we go.
One week later, the tour rolled into Epping, New Hampshire, where the weather quickly became the headline before the rain arrived. Doug Coletta, Jordan Vandergriff and Greg Anderson collected the Mission Challenge victories in Top Fuel, Funny Car and Pro Stock, respectively, setting the stage for what looked like another great day racing.
Top Fuel produced one of the more notable first-round results when Clay Milligan, qualifying ninth, eliminated Justin Ashley in an upset that shuffled the ladder and opened up opportunities throughout the field. Sean Langdon, meanwhile, continued his incredible run of consistency, working his way through eliminations and earning another shot at a final round appearance.
Funny Car saw Jordan Vandergriff continue to impress. After his Mission Challenge success, he kept advancing through eliminations and eventually found himself one round away from another breakthrough NHRA victory. Jack Beckman was equally impressive on the other side of the ladder, setting up a final round showdown few would have predicted at the start of the weekend.
Unfortunately, Mother Nature had other ideas. Persistent rain delays eventually forced NHRA officials to halt proceedings before the Top Fuel and Funny Car finals could be completed. Rather than rush the track conditions, the decision was made to carry both finals over to Bristol.
That leaves a pair of fascinating matchups still to come. In Top Fuel, it will be Sean Langdon against Leah Pruitt, while in Funny Car, it will be an all-force family racing team affair with Jordan Vandergriff facing off against Jack Beckman. Both races will now be completed at Bristol before the Thunder Valley Nationals officially get underway.
Did you guys notice that branding change? So it's been John Force Racing forever. Now it's Force Family. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you have a look at the cars, they're all branded up as Force Family instead of John Force now.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I guess, if John dies tomorrow, then it was a smart move. Does that sound
It's
a little bit harsh?
I think, for notability,
They've all won.
Look, but
They've all won championships
I
too.
would have a different opinion if there were any Force family races, family drivers still racing.
Oh, the granddaughters are coming up. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they're close, and one of them is meant to be
August, Robert Height's daughter.
Don't know, it might be, but yeah, one of them is meant to be really hungry for it.
Yeah, cool. It's
So,
I guess friends and family.
I think they'll be back in.
That's an interesting branding name change. I'm going to look in to see if there's some articles on that. I'm a bit. Don't know. I feel mixed emotions.
Pro Stock was the only professional category able to crown a winner before the weather closed in, and Dallas Glenn made the most of it. Glenn defeated Matt Hartford in the final to score his third victory of the season, keeping the pressure firmly on teammate Greg Anderson in the championship chase.
So after 2 weekends, we've seen a brand new national event venue, 3 new track records, a dramatic first Funny Car win of the season for Austin Prock. Thanks, Simon, for letting me be the one to say that. A shock early exit for Gage Herrera, another dominant performance from Sean Langdon, and an unfinished business left on the table at Epping.
I was thinking about switching the order, but you always start. It's just how it landed.
Doesn't always have to be. No.
Anyway.
No, that isn't. I laugh. It's all fun.
Next event, the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway, June 12th to 14th, where the delayed New England Nationals Top Fuel and Funny Car finals will be completed before another huge weekend of NHRA Championship racing.
I'm going to have to go back and watch Austin Proc's post-race interviews
You know, I
just
haven't
to see
seen
if
it.
my opinion changes.
I haven't seen it.
I have.
You have?
I did.
Is her opinion going to change? No.
No.
It's probably going to galvanise it.
Probably
to be
going to
honest.
galvanise. It's probably going to get worse.
Yeah. He's going to need a bigger helmet.
Yes. Look, it's a worry that they're on top of it now because we just got to wait and see now how they go.
Look, it's credit where credit's due. I just think he could be humbled a little. And he didn't, and he wasn't humbled by his failures.
His brother is actually way better at giving interviews than him.
Did you see him what did he say on the NHRA Insider? And I think he slipped a curse word anyway. And then he was like, oh, should I be saying that? And Brian's like, no, it's the internet, man. You can say whatever.
But he was, like I like hearing guys that are technical like that where there's no emotion. It's just like, we turned the knob this way and it did that. You know what I mean? It's like, because that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I have always had time for Tasker because of the legacy and what his grandfather or great grandfather.
I think it's his great
because he's the third. He's Bob Tasker the third.
So what he did for drag racing, it's the same with. As much as I'm not really a big fan of Palmer, but his dad did so much for Dick Johnson. So I've got time for these people. So I'm glad that they're getting a result because Tasker would have millions of dollars tied up in this deal, and it would be hard for him to think we've gone through all this headache, made all these enemies, and we're worse off than we were before because they ran the fastest pass ever. They were the first to run 340 from memory.
Yeah, and Bob didn't give up his seat to not qualify.
No,
You know
and
what I mean?
he was very strong in saying that he's not giving up his seat, right? They're getting another car out, but
you need to get another team, but you need to get another 15 guys that are that's.
And I think
you know how hard it is to get crew.
I can't even get a babysitter down there for the day to give me an extra with the cows. It is. No. In all seriousness, for them, it's on a whole different playing field and travelling across the country. But I think, as well, Bob Tasker has spoken about Austin being friends with Bob's sons, and for them to be able to all do it together when he's racing with Austin's got his family there, Bob's got his sons there, they're all friends together. Like, that's nice. That is really nice. Look, we've do I say exaggerated? Maybe not exaggerated, but we've honed in a little bit of focus on my opinions of Austin's
all I can
lack of
say
humbleness.
All I can say is thank God Chad Green won so much so the Ford people had someone else to cheer.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Nick, do you want to tell us about the new Guinness World Record, which was
it was just done just a couple of last week actually. So 3,596 classic vehicles participated in the Route 66 Capital Cruise in Tulsa, surpassing the previous record by 1,105 vehicles. And they drew in an estimated crowd of 100,000 spectators along historic Route 66. So there was 1,000 classic cars, trucks, vintage vehicles travel along the 5.5 mile route through Tulsa as a part of the city's Route 66 centennial celebration. To qualify for the record attempt, vehicles had to be at least 30 years old, meaning 1996 or older. Guinness Book record officials counted vehicles as they crossed the finish line, while stewards stationed along the route monitored compliance with the record requirements. So I think, but when I look at that and read that, I reckon that is something we could have a crack at here in Australia.
1996.
Yeah.
It hurts me a little bit to hear that that's vintage.
Yeah, so but I reckon we could have a crack at that here in Australia, breaking that world record.
And how far do we have to go?
we've got to beat 3,596.
Yeah, how far?
to then travel 5.5 miles.
I don't think it was so much the
What's-
distance,
yeah,
but I
what's
think it's
the-
more the volume of cars. Was
What's
the
the
record.
criteria for?
1996
1996.
Yeah,
or older?
That's it.
and just in one place at one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cruising down the road.
Yeah.
I think if you go to
I-
West Coast Highway on any given Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday we could have a fair crack at that. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting article. Look, there was a lot of disappointed people because out of that 3,596, there was actually, I didn't write it down here, but there was like 5,000 entrants. So there was 1,500 that didn't get to do it. They had to close the roads for traffic management purposes. So yeah, so that was a bit disappointing for a lot of entrants. But I honestly think that is something we could have a crack at here in Australia, if not in Western Australia. But I mean, to take that on is, can you imagine Basil Zemplis allowing, it was how worked up he would get about a road getting closed for.
No, listen, Basil's
weekend.
announced that he's happy to work with Pauline.
Yep.
To win the next election. So
yeah.
Pauline's a big car fan, we know.
Yep.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
he's gonna. We just have to tell Pauline to have a chat to him.
All right.
Tell
Sounds
him-
good. I like that.
She'll tell him to harden up.
That's it.
Speaking of numbers, I did have a quick look to see that the crowd estimation for over the Winternationals 4 days was over 30,000.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be 30, 31,000 around there.
Yeah.
So it was probably a good 14,000 on the Sunday. I
Yeah,
reckon.
maybe. Well, probably 10 to 12 would be more realistic.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see a complete breakdown of Nitro champs for like each day attendance, and so one might come out for the Winters.
And it wasn't, correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, it wasn't a public holiday in Queensland.
It wasn't, which
Yeah, okay.
like last time I was in Queensland, it was, but it's
used to be.
changed now.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, so now they I think they bring it to May and they call it May Day.
Yeah. So King's birthday isn't celebrated in Queensland and in WA.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Which I heard for WA, it's actually going to change
will
next
be
year to
changing, yeah,
align.
with
So I don't
the-
know what's going to happen for Queensland there. But, you know, it's interesting that you say that because when I was speaking to someone about the Winters because some of the dates in the photographs that I've had of me racing in the past, it would be like 11th, 10th, 13th type thing.
It was always the second weekend of June.
Yeah, but then for this one to be the first weekend of June, I was like, have I got that right? You know, and I think it was actually Trent that said, yeah, well, it's the public holiday. You know,
Yeah, but it
and I
wasn't.
didn't
It
realise
wasn't,
that it actually
yeah.
wasn't. All I knew that they don't have this public holiday at the same time we do,
Mm.
but now they
Yeah.
don't. So
Interesting.
yes.
Yep.
Well, Nick, we are going to change things up a bit.
We are, yes. Forgot about that. Jeez, we're flipping back here. So, yeah,
Oh.
we are going to be doing, I mean,
Are we going to change things up a bit?
You should have-
Yeah,
depends
we
on
don't know if we
the-
will.
Depends on.
you guys should have done this at the beginning of the show.
No, I thought it was
That's
good to
all
close it off with it.
Okay.
So we're doing a survey. Will be if you go to our website, you can find a link there. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll find a link there as well. So it's a survey. We want to know basically what our listeners want. If they want us to change things up, they want to get rid of something, add something, want to hear about something, not want to hear about something.
Do you want the Camry to come back?
Yeah, do you want the camera to come back?
Have you heard enough of my voice?
You know, like just let us know what you want us to do or say or what events. Let us know.
You want us to do more tech articles? You want us to do more builds?
Yep,
Your feedback is valuable to us.
greatly
Do
appreciate
you want us to do live crosses to the racetrack?
Hey. That would be cool.
We would love to do that, but we need the race promoters on board with that as well. In saying that, but anyway,
Well, you know,
that can happen.
No,
All these
we-
things can
we-
happen.
Still early days for me to ask favours, guys.
might be able to get some NTR action going on.
Well, there we go. And that brings us to the end of the show. Just a reminder again for the Benzines detailing Biggest Morning Tea on Saturday, the 20th of June between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 57 Prosperity Avenue in Wangara. Thanks very much, guys. And we will be back on air in
2 weeks.
2 weeks' time.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe. Give us a good review. Don't give us a bad review. We don't want bad reviews.
Don't put the bad review on our channels, but you can
Private
put
message.
some bad stuff
Private
in the
message Nick.
feedback form, and we can improve on.
That's it.
Send Nickel a nasty, mate.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Simon. See you soon.
See you.